I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, let's go over the numbers again.
Okay. We are just here to clarify. When we got the numbers from the county assessors last time, they gave us the wrong value for the property within Mountain View. No, they gave us the right amount for the property within Mountain View School District, but they did not give us the amount of property value within just SD 246. So that made our
Is that what the deal was? Okay. Gotcha.
So everything else was exactly right, except that when we talked to down at the courthouse, they gave us the wrong property value, and it didn't match what was in our deconsolidation. So nobody really spotted it as the wrong number. We just went forward with a new number because it changes, and so. Then we had a patron who knew about this, and he looked it over and said, I think that number's too big. And I was like, thank you. So we looked it up. We called down there. We got a hold of Miss Nuxall was back. She had been on a trip, and she called back and updated all of our amounts. And we've had 2 conversations with her, and so we believe we are correct.
So what's the new? Oh, go ahead.
You said it.
So the new amount per 100,000 is, let me read it carefully. I don't want to screw this up again. Is $83.67 per 100,000, which is still $98.49 less than the last levy.
So it's 80. You said 83?
Yep, because she called today with a new number, a final
Because
value.
in my mind it was 90 cents. It'd be about 90 cents because we asked for 1.6, and that was going to be about $1.80. And so it should have been about half that.
But I
But it's
think
even
that
less than that.
it is, yes.
Okay.
Because according to it, we have 55% of the tax value of Mountain View School District. And then today she called and said 55 point blah, blah, blah. And she gave us a very specific number. And so this is what she told us to go with. And so we redid the ballot. I've done it 2 different ways. One way I did it exactly like it was before, only I changed the values in the ballot. That's one option, and I would need that signed. And the other one is we called down and asked if there was anything that would preclude us from underlining some text within the language. And the text we wanted to underline within the language was that the proposed levy was $83.67 per 100,000. We also underlined the sentence that explained that this levy replaced an existing levy that ends on June 30th so that people understood that it wouldn't be on top of. And we also underlined the one sentence that explained that this was a $98 decrease from the previous levy. And so if I could have you sign both of those, and then whatever they were going to double check that was fine with the election board, that it was underlined. But the reason it came to my mind is they have some text that's underlined within the ballot language. So we called, they thought it would be fine, but I just want to make sure we don't have to meet again.
And Jessie has not heard back because I talked
Right.
to her today.
So that's why I want both signed. So either way, if we can have the underlined, I think it's the best way to go. It explains to people. It shows
You guys want
them.
to look at that?
Anybody can look.
I think it's
Yeah,
great improvement upon last time.
I added all.
seen it.
Can
Yeah.
we also add? I don't know if you did it, but where you list out like drama, HOSA, all that. Can you put in there GEMS and GHS?
Not if you want to do this now, and I don't have it on my computer. So it would have been great if you would have texted me that or emailed me that today or in the last 4 days. But because it's today and here we are, this is Kim that makes our ballot language, and she is not at work any longer. So I cannot get that signed by him if you want more changes to the ballot.
Okay,
I
didn't realize.
haven't seen it, but compared to what you had up last time was really good.
Can you?
so.
Can I look at it?
You can come look at anything you want. So, you guys can look at that one, maybe?
I don't remember the number.
I guess maybe it's assumed
What
that
was the
it's.
dollar amount?
Well, it's the mountain. It's the
Grange
the
Valley.
school
Well,
district.
they had it
Yeah.
So I
for
haven't
6.
seen- But I mean, I don't.
And
Oh, so now it's twice as much.
yeah, and I saw it too, and I was gonna ask, and then I got distracted, and then anyway, because I thought, oh gosh, that should be about 90 cents because it was $1.80 last time. But
So what's
anyway.
the difference here? One is.
But I thought maybe it was the
Underlining.
homeowner
And it
exemption.
should be noted, this
They
does
were
not include.
calculating
Oh, including
homeowner-
that? Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I
Any of the
thought.
rebate, property tax
But it wasn't.
rebate that would be out there.
Oh, this is underlined and this isn't.
This
What's that?
does
This
not,
does not include any of the property tax rebate
Yeah,
that may come later.
yes,
yeah,
that could possibly buy it down several $100,000, which would be wonderful.
Right.
yeah.
Well, and
Yes, sir.
What's the date of this election?
May 19th, I believe, is the date on
May
here.
19th? Great.
It's on, yeah. So we'll be there, and we'll know, we'll have an answer before we split finally, so we will have a little time to make some plans.
Can I make a little comment?
Yeah, sure.
My little
I guess I
comment
don't
would
need to
be,
worry
I think
about
it's
that.
actually an advantage to us to have this sort of convoluted way that we put these together, where basically we're deciding, hey, here's the dollar amount that this district needs. And then however much property we're dividing that over, that to me is a secondary question. And I
Oh, right,
thought your presentation was direct and very strong to the point that we need the 805,000. And I
I
think you
appreciate
said
that.
straight out, that's the number we need, not a penny more.
well,
And so when we were thinking about this, that's where my decision rested. And so the amount that we're asking everybody to divide out amongst ourselves for all the property in the district, I would like for a smaller number.
I would
But
too.
this is what the school district needs, right?
That's what I worked hard to make sure that this is exactly what the school district needs. I don't want to ask for anything we don't.
well, to that very point, I mean, look, we have two choices. We can vote to pass this on to the public and let the public do whatever the public's gonna do. And in our discussions, and I've had plenty of discussions with Amanda, and actually, I learned something today I didn't know, that she and I have something else in common. In college, we were both college debaters. And my team won several debates, and I'm proud of that. And when you prepare for a debate, you anticipate what if you either argue the positive or the negative. If you're arguing the negative, you have to understand what the positive is going to throw out as their arguments, and then you have to be prepared to have your evidence to show why those things are not really valid. Now, we can, if we want to do some public meetings, I'm happy to do that. My condition is I want to make sure that this isn't adequate. This does not tell the whole story. This just says this is what we need. It doesn't justify what we need. It doesn't say why we need these things. It just says that's what we need. And that's fine. If that's what we want to do, okay. Then you don't, anything I say after this is you don't need to worry about. But if we want to go out and do some public meetings and explain to people, why do we need this money? What are we going to, not just what's listed here, but really what kind of issues do we have? As an example, we have 8 teachers over the limit that the state will allocate funds for. And Amanda and I were talking today, why do we need those 8 teachers? She answered my question. I feel comfortable with that. Nobody else outside this room probably knows why we need those 8 teachers. Maybe some of us in this room don't know why we need the 8 teachers. And we need to explain that to the public and be prepared for their question when they say, why are you spending all of this money for teachers that's above what the state will allocate? We need to be able to answer that question, not just me, but all the rest of us. And we need to, like, all day, I was against all-day kindergarten. That just seemed to me, hey, the state's paying for half, we should pay for half. After I listened to Amanda, and she told me what's going on with the kindergarten and with all of the other things that are occurring, I'm willing to support that because it makes sense to me. I'm willing to support anything that's reasonable, but we have to go out there with the idea of kind of understand where the public is, what their objections are going to be, and we have to have a reasonable, logical argument of why we're doing what we're doing. Not just because, hey, we're the school board and we're all knowing, and this is what you got to do, and just sign up here. Because that didn't work last time, and it isn't going to work this time.
I don't know if it's ever worked, but I think that is exactly what we have to do, and I think,
I just want the board.
and I think more than that, I
Yeah.
think we need to have some long-term goals. I don't think we should just be having a levy and this is what we need to get by. I think we need to say we have long-term goals and here's the things we're going to work towards, and we need to be a far more optimistic, forward-thinking organization that is
I mean,
excited to talk
agree.
about
and
that
you
stuff.
can all do
so.
this yourselves. But if you just pull up the state statistics on our district, we have a truancy rate that's nearly 20%. We have a high teacher turnover rate. We have below normal test scores. Now, why do we need more teachers when we're gonna get that kind of results? Right? That's what we're gonna hear. We need to be able to answer why we're doing what we're doing and defend it. Now, they may still disagree with us, and they may vote differently than we want them to vote, but that's what I think we have to do that and give it our best shot.
I agree.
That's my opinion,
I
and
agree.
I would prepare for it just like I did any debate when I was in college. We have to anticipate what the opposition, and I'm not calling the patrons the opposition, but the public doesn't know anything about all of this. And we need to be able to explain to them why we're doing what we're doing and make a logical argument and then let the chips fall where they're gonna fall. Because we're 5 people with 5 votes. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I think tonight, though, we just have to decide what to put on here, and then after that, we can prepare.
Yep.
And I realize that there are people who are only gonna read this, they won't come to a public meeting,
Right.
they won't have any other information. And we should do the best we can. I'm no expert in any of this, but this is what I saw before, I
Yep.
think.
It's
and
the only change, and I'll just
It's
highlight
just the
again.
numbers of the.
It's just the numbers per 100,000. Every other aspect of this ballot has remained the same. I thought that was the best since we already had one meeting about it, and that was what we approved. I'm not trying to change, go back. I just want to get the math absolutely correct for the ballot so people can trust it. I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, I like the underlined version of that.
I hope that they
Goes through.
accept the underlined
Yeah.
version. That would be the best, I think, just because so often after the whole event, what we heard was, I didn't know it was replacing the other one. I thought it was going to be on top of the other one. So I just had the idea that if there's any way they would let us have that line underlined on our ballot, that would be super helpful. So
Yeah,
That's-
this provides a lot more clarity. I like it.
Well, but I think we have to do several, we can't expect everybody to come to one
That's
meeting.
our-
Because who knows what they're doing that night.
We just said
But
levy.
we need to
That's it.
schedule 2 or 3 of these meetings.
But we
I
can
don't
talk
know
about
what
other
the
things
right
about the
number
levy
is.
too. Which is
And then we need to all show up and be willing to participate
levy.
and
You went
have
general.
our voices
Good job.
heard. But we also need to have a strong presentation from
did go
Amanda
general.
that kind of explains why we need this money and what we're gonna do with it, not just these categories. But I mean, as an example, she and I, there's been rumors going around for years that we have a discipline problem in the schools. Everybody heard that rumor besides me?
I have heard that.
We've had
I
a
have
lot of
heard that.
turnover in that. That
I
inconsistency.
have never heard that discussed at a public board meeting or at any other kind of a meeting, and I think we need to let people understand, hey, when we have problems with these kids, that costs money. There's people that has to be hired to handle that, right? And we have kids that are 20% truancy. I mean, that's like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if that needs to be on the next agenda. Or
I'm
the
not saying
next
it needs to be on this
I-
material, but
board meeting where we figure out ways to meet with the public about the levy.
I'd like us to figure out some
So
dates for a meeting.
Do you want an
That's-
agenda item to meet, so like possible town hall dates?
Yes.
So we'll decide the town hall, because it sounds like we're gonna have a town hall of some sort.
I think we
Maybe.
should have more than one.
Do you want that, do you wanna decide that at the next meeting?
That would have to
That would-
be,
We don't need
You
to do it
don't
between
have-
now and the
It's
next
not
meeting.
on our
But I
agenda.
think the board has to come together and decide how we wanna do this. And if it's 100% transparent, so we're giving all of the information to the public that we possibly can, so that they can make a good decision, and then we have to go with whatever their decision is. That's where we're at. So
Agreed.
without defending our position and letting them understand the condition of the schools and what we have to face,
It's a struggle.
I think a lot of
So-
people just vote against it.
can I ask you guys, in the meantime, between now and the March board meeting, can you throw me some dates that will not work? And then I can at least kind of have
Well,
something,
yeah, I think my feeling is out of sight, out of mind. So if we're having the election in May, we should do these town hall meetings in April.
We should. And I think it would be
okay.
nice if more than just one board member was there, just so it looked like everybody was on the same page and understood what we were talking about, so that it was, it makes it look like everyone's in the know and on the same side, and
Well, our
because I want
previous town
every.
halls, all the board was there.
Okay, good.
So that'd be fine.
and
Okay.
I'll post for it for a
Okay.
forum of trustees with no minutes, but yeah, think of some dates that will not work at all. That way I can kind of look at the calendar and maybe get some dates that will work for everybody before we get
Yeah.
into that meeting.
That makes
Okay.
But honestly, I mean, just compose your list of bullet points and stuff like that and have those ready to go, that you want to address this and this and this. or
But if
whatever.
you have things you think we should address, I don't have to be the only person coming
no,
up with
I-
those concepts.
think
Roy
we
and I
need-
spoke about some things he thinks people might have
I
questions
think,
about,
our
so.
next board meeting needs to be much more discussion between the board members about how we see this stuff. And Amanda needs to make up the master agenda, and then there might be other issues that we want to put on there.
Okay, I'll
we
come.
need
So
to
in
discuss.
addition to town hall meetings, I think we need to brainstorm other ways to reach people.
I would
'Cause
agree.
Not a lot of people go to these meetings.
Well, we
So
could
that
try to
could be
do a Zoom
another
link or something like
Agenda
that.
item.
So I feel like the town hall meetings are a good way to like consolidate all the information. But then you need to have a video or some sort of thing that disseminates it, because
We could-
you
we could
really,
do-
there's only like 30 people that show up for,
Could do a Zoom, right?
yeah, something like that.
I mean, we could do a Zoom of the meeting.
I would,
So would this work, approval of town hall meetings / other options?
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Will that cover it for you guys to decide what you want? Okay.
But we absolutely need to discuss the content of those meetings and what it is we're going to present to the public.
Yeah.
And as I told, on record, we should present everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be great.
Anything we've got, if the public doesn't like what the board has done, then that's fine. They'll vote the way they're gonna vote.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we go out and just tell them everything that's going on in the schools, which I don't think they have a clue of, because I didn't have a clue of.
Yeah,
it,
they don't,
Yeah.
the
You're
public is
100%
not
right.
very,
Yeah,
Then
Informed,
we
yeah.
need to let them understand, that this isn't just us wanting more money, that we've got these problems that we have to deal with.
yeah, I like that.
so. I'm
All right,
gonna
in
make
light of that, doing a
motion-
motion, yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion that we run is that how I say it? That we run a 1-year supplemental levy for $805,000 with the corrected value
per 100,000.
for 100,000.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And with that,
Need a motion to,
we're
And
good.
adjourn.
A motion to adjourn? We're good.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. There we go.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry about